Hello. Today's topic, we're going to talk about something I really enjoy, which is denim. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about what I know about denim, what my how I've kind of gotten into the denim head scene a little bit, and yeah, just some general thoughts. So I'm not going to try to redo the whole history of denim and all the nuances, and I'm going to be honest, like, I got into it. Well, I fell into the rabbit hole. I was sick one week. Actually, I had COVID 3 years ago, and fell down the denim rabbit hole pretty hard, and actually walked away ordering this pair of pants by the end of the week. So, that's kind of how hard I fell into it. And immediately I was like, whoa, buy once, cry once kind of thing. Maybe not only once, but yeah, it's been an interesting journey. So let's get into it. I'm going to do a little compare and contrast today. I'm going to do a, I'll say, lower end Selvedge pair of pants over here. Talk about what I like, what I dislike, fit, etc. Then I'll jump right to the high end, and I've got another set of pretty high end ones to talk about. My experience is limited, though. I've got two brands of Selvedge I've ever owned. This one here, L.L.Bean, friend of mine had them, and I thought, yeah, those are nice pants. I'll give them a try. And then I fell into Ironheart, which, if you research the brand at all, they're people who own Ironheart are absolutely passionate about it. They, I think, call themselves the Ironheart Army. I'm going to say I really love these pants. I think they're great. I don't know if they have a necessarily mythical quality about them, but, again, I don't have enough experience with other brands to say this is better or worse, but I'll say in my own personal experience, I do love these pants a lot, which we'll talk about. So let's get into we'll start with the L.L.Bean. And, again, I got into Selvedge because a friend had these, and I thought, oh, that's cool. They got the Selvedge ID over here, which, quick side note, Selvedge is the full width of the loom. So it's a slower process. It's more expensive to make, and then you end up with this tag kind of on the end of the piece of fabric that comes off, and so that you have like the whole piece of fabric basically when you buy Selvedge stuff. So these are very lightweight though, and they actually have some stretch built in. So these are, I want to say 8 ounce maybe. They feel like thin. I don't know, you can't really see the stretch, but it's probably 2% nylon or lycra. Little bit of stretch, which when I got into these, I really liked the stretch. These ones do have a gusseted crotch, which is nice. And they're, I've worn them quite a bit, but they still have some life left in them. I've probably washed these 100 times. These were pretty general purpose, and I used to, every day I wore my jeans, I'd throw them in the wash. So the indigo's kind of faded out to a general lighter blue, maybe like a cobalt blue color. But overall, these have been decent pants. The thing I don't like about them, and didn't even when I owned them, is the rise. These are definitely a lower rise, which for my body type means if I don't have a long shirt, I'm showing more than I would like. So that kind of started getting to me. But overall, I mean, the actual jeans have held up pretty well. The pockets are just starting to wear out. Again, I had 3 sets of these, and I wore them religiously for 4 or 5 years, quite a while. So, maybe it's got 100 wears, 150 wears with a lot of washing. Let's see if I can find a tag in here. Well, let's weigh it before I take it off the hanger, because that's what we do here. My very unscientific denim calculation is weight. Let's see, 1.58 pounds. So 1.5 pounds of jean here. Yeah, so let me just pop these off the hanger and see if there's any details. I like little things though on these pants. Like they've got these red bar tacks, which red's my favorite color. A little L.L.Bean logo here. They're understated, and again, besides the rise being a little on the low side, never never bothered me. 74% cotton, 13% nylon, 13% polyester. So definitely a blend. I guess that's where the stretch comes out of there somehow. Let's see where it's made. Freeport, Maine. But this is not U.S. fabric, I don't think. Made in Indonesia. Boo. Yeah, L.L.Bean quality guaranteed since 1912, although they don't have their guarantee anymore from what I can tell. So quality guaranteed maybe for 30 days. Sorry, L.L.Bean, but you know, I stopped buying your stuff because it's no longer what I would consider legendary. A note, haven't worn these in a long time. So otherwise, it's 5-pocket jean, nothing too crazy. But this is, you know, I paid $80 maybe for these. So at the time in my life, they were an expensive jean. You know, it's got some rivets, some back pockets, not riveted, no rivets anywhere. They saw it very important to rivet the 5th pocket. Rivets in the front pockets, pocket liners, very thin material. Zipper, which is a YKK. Never had problems with the zippers on these. And one button at the top. So yeah, I keep these around. I don't know why. Can't bring myself to donate them or sell them at this time, but I probably will. Still have, I think, 3 pairs. So I usually roll them up like this, and they sit in one spot in my dresser and they don't move. So let's talk about the fun stuff. Again, I fell into Ironheart when I was sick with COVID. It was, I think it was early 2022, so almost 4 years ago now. And I said, all right, Ironheart, you know, all right, world, you know, I need some new pants because those ones were wearing out, bagging out. I didn't like the low rise. What do you got, Ironheart? I went through and watched a million videos, and one review talked about, I like the 888 cut because it has kind of a bigger, what they call top lock, which is like knee up. It's just kind of roomier. And I move around quite a bit, getting in and out of my truck and stuff like that. And you know, the one thing with those, just everything was like tighter. So I wanted a loose fit. But the 888 is called the, I think they call it a relaxed taper. So it's a relaxed cut here to here with just a little bit of taper. So you don't have these like gigantic stovepipe leg bottoms. I think like they're 6'6", no, I can't remember which cut it is, but they have some that are straight leg. So if it's relaxed up here, you're going to have a huge opening down here and just a lot of extra fabric. And, you know, I wanted like a nice blend. So I thought these were a really nice cut for me. They feel really good. I would say the only downside is they're a little like baggier in the butt, you know, so I don't know how else to say it. These aren't jeans that are gonna make that look amazing, but at the same time, they've just been my go-to daily drivers. And you know, I don't like tight jeans anyway, so it's fine. So these have been awesome, and these are what they call the indigo black. So it's, you can see on the you know, on the cuffs, it's black on the weft, and then the warp is indigo. Or am I backwards? Please commenters correct me. So the one thread is dyed black, the other thread is indigo dyed. These are not over dyed, they're just dyed before construction. Similar to the L.L.Bean, you've got the Selvedge ID. Allegedly each brand kind of has their own make and style, and that's kind of seems true to my, you know, depending on where your fabric comes from. I do have a belt on here, which I'll have to rip off before I do a weight. So here's the thing with these that are crazy, and I'll turn them around. You can see the fades coming in. The indigo black is some, I'll say, and other reviewers have said the same thing, one of the most difficult colors to fade in, because you don't have white fabric, you have black and indigo. So to get to a true lighter color, it's like years for me. And I'm not hard wearing, you know, so if I calculate this out, I bought these in 22. I probably had at least 150 wears a year, so I'm coming up on 500 wears on these, and they're still pretty dark, but I am getting some really nice fades to start. You know, they're coming in. I got honeycombing forming back here. I've just got some natural wear lines from how they sit on my body. The rivets and pockets are starting to, you know, the seams are showing up a little bit. So, you know, on the front, I'm getting some nice, really nice whiskers right here. And, you know, these will keep going for a few more years, I think, before they're like really just that nice faded look. But I'm patient and I'm playing the long game. As long as I don't change size too much, these jeans will hopefully fit the bill. So let me take this belt off if I can. Let me just take the whole thing down and we'll talk about some of the details. But first I gotta definitely get that belt out of the way. These won't hang up with the hanger. So this is the jeans with no hanger, and let's weigh them. All right, these bad boys, 3.42 pounds. So, you know, 4 pounds of jean almost right here. Oh, 3.5 pounds. When you put a belt on, you're probably more like 4 pounds. So, yeah, these are beefy. Let's look at the back. Ironheart, 25 ounce. And this is all leather. The tag is finally starting to show some wear. This is model 888-XHS. I want to say B or 10. Can't tell. And 38-35. Still about the right size, thankfully. They fit about right. So let's talk about the construction. When these came in, first of all, they were so stiff. It was no joke that these were painful to break in. The first week, particularly in areas like behind my knees where I was raw, it was tough. But now that they're broken in, they still have a nice body to the fabric, but they're very soft and they feel like sweatpants, except they're sweatpants that don't stretch. So, you know, the cotton has really just it just feels so nice now. I would call it soft, and you know, just gentle. I don't have any issues with it. So, things of the construction that I'm a big fan of. I mean, you know, everything, but like, let's just look at the back pocket as an example. We got the black threaded swoosh. All of these corners have hidden rivets, so they are riveted on the inside, and you can't see you can tell because you can see the back rivets there. You can also see when you look on the inside. Just look at the stitching. It's just so beefy. All this chain stitching stuff, and you can see obviously the black weft threads here. This is a button fly, which you've got to get used to that. The button fly, especially when it's new, it's very stiff and difficult to get the buttons on and off. You've got to break this denim in just as much as anywhere else. So if you're looking at the 25 ounce, you're going to be in for a treat when you're breaking them in. The overall durability, well, let's talk more about construction first. Pockets. The fabric in the pockets, when you first try them on, it feels like luxury because it's a thicker fabric than any other pants I've ever owned and what the pocket liners are made out of. The belt loops, bar tacked, double stitched. Everything's double stitched pretty much with a nice yellow contrasting thread. Ironheart's shipped unhemmed. Oh, no, they're hemmed to 35. So if you want anything shorter than a 35, you have to hem it yourself or get them to hem it as a service. But I ordered the wrong size of these and had to send them back and get another set. So I'm just saying you can't do that if you've had it hemmed. So yeah, you know, there's a lot to say about these pants. Drop a question if you got it. But I'm just loving, you know, and again, I'll hold it up closer to the camera. Just what these wear patterns are starting to look like. Just getting some beautiful, beautiful fades on here. Just behind the knee, you start to see the whiskering. So let's talk about durability. Again, bought in 2022. I've worn them every day since early 2022 when it's not hot out, which is, you know, up in upstate New York where I live about 3/4 of the year. So I'm gonna guess 150 wears per year, 22, 23, 24, 25, 600 wears on these pants. The L.L.Bean, on the other hand, I bought 3 pairs of these and wore them for, I want to say 3 years. So figure each pair maybe 100 wears. They did get washed a lot more, but these ones are coming apart after 100. These are on 600, and the actual structure of the jeans is we're probably not even halfway there. Now, there's a big caveat to that. Ironheart offers a free lifetime repair service. They're so passionate about their product. They know that Ironheart owners want to take care of their stuff, that they will repair it for free. So I did send them in. It took about 6 weeks, which were excruciating, to get these fixed. But when the repairs came back, I was like, whoa. So I'm going to zoom in on a few and kind of talk. So number one, and this is a common complaint, with that really robust pocket fabric, the problem is it's not the fabric, it's where it connects. So the actual pocket bag blew out and they darned it. They have a darning machine, so they actually, it's really hard to see, but they sewed tons of new denim into here to hold it all together. So this pocket it was brought back from the dead. I actually started blowing the crotch out, which is a very common thing to do, particularly with these heavy denim. It doesn't stretch. So they sewed a patch in, and then first they sewed a lot on, and then they darned it a lot. And there's the other side. It's really hard to tell how much repair they've done to that spot. A couple other things that they did. They did miss this pocket. I sent pictures of both pockets. This pocket's ripped out. I either got to fix that on my own or wait till a couple more years and I send it in for repair again. And then they fixed the chain stitching down here was blown out, and they re-chain stitched it. And I didn't ask them to do it, but they darned all of the ripped up fabric at the bottom of the legs. So on both sides. So all of those rips they fixed for the cost of shipping, which there and back again is I don't know what it is now, $70. I don't know how that works with tariffs and everything now. $70 to get it all fixed up. And again, a new lease on life for these pants, which I'm going to wear for years, hopefully, as long as I stay the same size. So if I look at the one tag here, I works in clothing department, waist 38, cotton 100%. That's all I see. Now, here's what I know. I think Ironheart they're in the UK, but I don't know if they originally were a Japanese company or they're, you know, still in both. This is Japanese denim, imported to Ironheart from Japan. I know that much. I'm sure you all know a lot more than me. I'm just a dude trying to bring these brands into the regular guys discussion. So these were incredibly, when I bought them, they were $375, which was like, oh my God. I bought them for $375. I've had them repaired once for $70. So all in, let's say $450. I'm on my 4th year. I've got years to go in these pants. If I take these pants, I spent $300 on 3 pairs. They're toast. Got 3 years out of them. You know what I'm getting at? cost per wear, I think the Ironheart are going to end up being cheaper than the L.L.Bean. And if you think about value, these were always jeans that just got the job done. These are jeans that I feel awesome when I wear them. I feel like every day I wear them, I'm putting my mark on them. I'm telling a story through the wear that comes in this denim. People that like denim, I've had people call out, what kind of, what are you wearing? And as a guy, I'm like, I still think that's kind of weird, but I'm like, oh, these are Ironhearts. And then it's like, cool, bro. Just the community is amazing of people who like denim. It's like if you buy a car, you see that car on the road all the time. Same thing with denim. If you have like nice denim, you notice it, and respect it, and you respect people that are putting in the effort. So yeah, I think actually the value is going to come out in favor of Ironheart. Like, was it a splurge? Yeah, but again, cost per wear is going to be cheaper, and I've got all these intangible benefits from enjoying the pants a lot. One other thing I'll say, these are borderline windproof. So in upstate New York, in the colder months, these are, again, increase their utility even more because the wind does not just scream right through this 25-ounce denim. So yeah, another nice little nugget for the Ironheart. So yeah, good stuff. I got one more pair over here. Because I liked them so much, I did make a secondary investment in Ironheart, and these are the 888 S-14 or 142. 38, 36. Sorry, it's 36 length, not 35 on all the Ironhearts. Same cut, 12-ounce denim. So, we were 3.5 pounds on those with no hanger. This one's going to be 2.3 pounds. So less, a pound lighter, 1.2 pounds lighter. So these are the lightest denim that Ironheart makes, 14-ounce. And this is still considerably thicker than the L.L.Bean. Other differences I've noticed with these, I didn't get the black. I got actual normal indigo on white. I noticed some really nice stamp here that isn't on the other one. Let's see, I'll read it. Genuine quality, 14-ounce Japan-made denim, Selvedge, cotton 100%, machine wash, blah, 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 Ironheart, motorcycle specialties, jeans, down wear. It's pretty cool. Then the same iWorks tag over here. Sewing is about the same, but the stitching is, let me look. It is a lighter string or thread that they use in the stitching. I mean, I guess that you just kind of have to. Like, this 25-ounce denim is a beast. So yeah, lighter thread. It's got the same rivets at the tops of the back pockets. Fifth pocket, everything all the same riveting patterns. So these ones I've worn, I probably have 100 wears on these ones. So they're just starting to fade. These are still new enough that I wear them for a lot of business things, and I will continue to do so for a while. So yeah, happy with these jeans a lot as well, even though they're, the fading is very understated at this time. So the last thing I'll say about fading and washing, there is so much mysticism about washing your jeans, and I'm gonna jump into the shower with my jeans on, and I'm gonna run into the ocean and do a salt wash and all this stuff. With a lot of this stuff for me, I try to keep it basic and not overthink it. But I have attempted to go as long as I reasonably can between washes. And the crazy thing is, it's a lot longer than I thought. On the 25-ounce ones, these I've washed them 8 times, maybe, give or take, since I got them. So I probably go anywhere between 50 and 100 wears between washes, but they don't get an odor. They look fine. They stay nice and soft. Every time you wash them, you know, you got to kind of get the crunch back off. And for washing, I do a hand wash. I bought some Selvedge Denim gentle blah 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 stuff. I'll go do a cold hand wash, dry, lay it out flat to dry it to get the shape nice. And yeah, I don't do that every couple months when it needs it. You know, if I get like something on it, I'll spot clean it. I haven't had problems. I think just because this is just such good cotton, breathes really well, doesn't get funky. I don't know how else to say it, but I know it sounds gross. It's surprising though. You know, again, I don't use these as work pants. You know, I'll be honest, like these are my around town, doing stuff, running errands, hanging out around the house, going to visit friends, all that kind of stuff. Sure, I'll wear these. If I'm gonna go do work and get all sweaty and dirty and nasty, I'll wear my 1620s, which I have a video on that about from my channel. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with denim right now. What am I gonna do next? If I were to do anything right now, and I do want to do this, I want to go back to, and I bought these ones I bought the 25 ounce ones when I had COVID, and I bought them online. These ones I actually went to Selvedge down in New York City, and they're an Ironheart, you know, retailer. So I was able to try on a whole bunch of stuff and walked out with these. I do want to go back and just see how the different cuts fit now that I'm really, really familiar with the 888. Like, you know, I do see a future where maybe I'll try something a little slimmer just for, you know, I like the black, super black, you know, fade, whatever. So I might end up getting a pair of black ones. Ooh, exciting. So, anyway, yeah, so that's a quick primer on denim. And, you know, again, if I conclude with anything, just got to find what works for you. Everyone's got an opinion. I've got, you know, trial and error and messing around. I've found some stuff that I like a lot, but just, you know, do what you got to do. Do what you want to do. And I think, if anything, denim is such a robust fabric that, you know, I choose to kind of baby these, but don't need to. It's gonna be fine if you throw it in the washer. It's gonna be fine if you wash it every other day. I think, you know, you might not get the same fades. Like, here's a good example. Like, the lighting in here is not, like, this is really, really dark, and this is really, really light. And that's kind of what, when you're going for like a fade, that's what you want. You want a lot of contrast in, you know, like in this whisker. Like, look how dark that is, and look how light that is. If you look at the ones that have been washed a lot, you know, everything is lighter, but it's just kind of, because everything's lighter, you just don't have as much contrast. So again, I was going for an aesthetic, but also is functional. And I think the jeans will last as long as I need to. You know, some people, and I agree, like, I think if you go too long between washes, they say it can actually make the fabric have less life because the dirt and oils that build up in the fibers makes them have more friction and get weaker and stuff. And I could see that being the case. So, you know, I'm not a purist. I just wash them when I feel like they're dirty, and let the jeans tell me when it's time. So yeah, that's Ironheart. I got some other videos coming up in the near future out of my existing collection. And yeah, we'll hopefully branch into some new subject matter. I haven't even talked about shoes yet. I have socks, that kind of thing. So, you know, we got some more content in the works. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I know it was a pretty long ramble. Take it for what it's worth. Watch it at 2x. Drop a comment. Smash that subscribe. All right, bye. Bye.